Hey everybody, I hope everyone is living their peaceful, wonderful lives, and so am I. So today is 12th day of our journey of documenting our series of entrepreneurship to business every single day, and today marks a really good step and a good milestone because like yesterday, as you have seen from previous video, we have just passed the 2-year milestone of making money online. But leaving that aside, because I've been already talking about it since the past two videos, I specifically want to talk in today's video about the art of reaching productivity, right? How is productivity impactful? Why does everyone chase productivity? Should you chase productivity? How is my mindset? Okay, so let me just start about my mindset of productivity and how is it actually related to producing the outcomes. Okay, so the thing is, everybody in this world chases outcomes, chases result. Okay, so the thing is, your outcomes bring the result, right? These both are different things, right? For example, you are, suppose if you are like really good into the maths, if you're into mathematics, you act as a function. So function is basically like a machine. I was learning about it today. Function is basically like a machine, right? If you put something into the machine, if you put an input into the machine, that brings an output, right? So input is given and output is received as a result of the specific machine, and we need to see whether that output, whether that specific output by the machine matches with the result that we want to achieve or not. If the result is at a higher level and the output that we receive from the function is at a slightly lower level, then what we will try to do? We will try to increase the level of input so that the output proportionally increases to match the result, so that LHS is equal to RHS in our case, right? So it is very important to understand that input is directly proportional to the output, but input is not directly proportional to the result, right? So if we see, input can be directly coincided with the output that you specifically as a person, as specific human can produce. But while going to the result part, but while achieving the result, various other factors add in as well, like luck, like the environment or the situation you are in, and other factors as well. So there are again a lot of variables that again act on your output to match with the result, right? So the thing is, humans can only work, we can only put in the efforts, we can only chase productivity, and the result and the output is not in our hands. So those variables which I just talked about right now are uncontrollable, they are not in our hand. We cannot have any liberation, any control over them. We can only control the output. Yes, even the output we can control, and we can control the result as well, right? Indirectly, but we cannot control the result directly, because the thing is, for example, you are having a test tomorrow, so am I, right? So the thing is, you can study literally as many things in a book. Like if this is not a CBSE exam, for an example, there is a like normal exam. For example, you have just studied the entire book, you have done the entire question, entire booklet, you have done literally everything, but you can still go. Okay, so the camera battery got dead, but anyways, like it's currently 11 p.m. right now. So where was I was just talking about like the test thing, right? You can do the entire book and you can do the entire thing, right? But you can still come to the test tomorrow and see that you cannot even crack a specific question. So the thing is, it is not in your hands, and the thing is, the harder you work, the better the result would be, right? If the matching, right? So for example, we understand it as an aspect of inequality. For example, the output that you produce, right? For example, if we compare two quantities, one is the output and one is the result, and you must have an inequality such that your output should always be greater or equal than the result. If your output is less or equal than a result, then you will not succeed in a specific task. And this entire cyclicity and this entire process of achieving a desired result, achieving a desired output, right? Therefore you will achieve the result, right? If once you get the output, you will get the result. So if we like compare this entire cycle, if we journalize this is basically called chasing productivity, chasing the thing, chasing the aspect of you where you can be as efficient as you can. Because this conversation, remember, this conversation's like start point was, I like symbolized humans as a machine and machine as a function. So humans are indirectly, metaphorically related to machines, right? So this is the entire thing. And for a machine to work more effectively, more powerfully, give more output, you must provide it with a good input. And you basically are chasing productivity. In the case of humans, you are chasing productivity. In the case of machines, you are chasing efficiency, right? So both things are kind of related, but we can understand the concept of chasing productivity from it, right? So the thing is, whenever I sit alone, like for example, I'm having a lot of free time, and I cannot sit on my phone and just scroll on reels without self criticizing myself. For example, I'm free, I'm scrolling on my phone, like bro, everybody watches reel. Like for example, if you're having like someone, if you're having a friend, if you're having a business partner, and for example they are not replying for to you for like a definite amount of time, like this means definitely that in most of the cases they do not want to answer you, or they're ignoring you, or they are having different priorities. Everybody has free time, everybody scrolls, even I scroll, even the top creators, they scroll. Because the thing is, people say that for example, you need to like crack a difficult exam, you need to achieve a certain goal, you need to cut down on Instagram, cut down on social media entirely. No, that is too obsolete and that is too vague, right? So the thing is, why you need Instagram? Why you need social media? What is social media? You need social media like Instagram, YouTube to stay connected with the world, to stay like informed with the updates, what is happening every single day, right? So this is the basic concept behind social media that every productive individual must chase, right? So the thing is, everyone can be productive. For example, if you are chasing only the specific part where you want to get updates, where you want to stay connected with the world, it hardly takes 15 to 10, maybe 5 minutes every single day to go through your entire social media list and just stay updated and informed with the things, right? So you don't need to completely ignore Instagram, completely ignore social media, delete all of the apps. No, that is just Delulu. And the thing is, I really want to make another video about this specific topic, Delulu, because I believe everyone, literally every person in this world lives in their own mindset, their like own Delulu. Basically, it's whole an enigmatic term. But if we just come back to the productivity, because that is the topic for today's video, I am being anchored to that only, right? So right, we just need to chase productivity, and I just shared an example of myself where I cannot scroll reels for like 30 minutes, 15 minutes without my brain saying, bro, this is wrong, you should do something else, you should do something else productive, you can do something more better, good as well, right? Just stop this, right? So this is the entire voice that comes inside me, and that should come inside every single individual who is chasing productivity, who is chasing efficiency, and wants to achieve the maximum result, right? The thing is, if we want to chase a specific goal, a person can. A person definitely can do anything. But if a person is made to chase a specific goal, or maybe chase like more than one goal, maybe chase 3 goals at a time, but that would be a really hard task. Because the thing is, for example, let me just take a common example. Like I go to gym, I want the success in my gym part as well. I want a good healthy physique, and I want result from that as well, and I want result academically as well, and I want result business wise, entrepreneurial wise, which is the series I'm all creating, that wise as well. So for example, if we just take an example, my for example, if my main goal is academically, I still have to manage the two main thing as well, which is business and gym, right? And this kind of creates an obstacle in the path of a person, right? But if we just ignore it, everybody chases productivity, everybody should chase productivity, and it is actually good for our specific human to work through, right? The thing is, the productivity, like for example, there is a really good uh, topic of rest in productivity. For example, like that also creates to engine failure, that creates to machine overload. For example, if a person is working continuously for the entire day and this process is repeated for 3 4 more days, the thing is the person will actually suffer at a specific time of the week, because the mental breakdown, because of the specific failures. Because the thing is, that has also happened with me. For example, I am continuously working for 3 4 days, max to max a week. There will definitely come one single day in the following week where either I will have common cold, either I will fall sick, and I will be back to the bed, right? So this is the thing, the rest is very very important in chasing the productivity game. But the thing is, I am in a situation where I cannot possibly take the rest. If I want, I can. Like, you can do anything. Listen to the word can. If you want, you can do anything, but you can't. Right, this is the thing, right? For example, you got to do multiple tasks per days. You have certain priorities, and to fulfill all of the 3 blocks which I have just told right now on my fingers, if you want to complete all of those 3 blocks with entire different set of objectives, you really cannot take a rest. And by a rest, I mean, like for example, many people advise sleeping at least 1 hour after school, like at 3 p.m. you should sleep. I cannot do that, and I don't want to do that. But for that, I need to pay a specific certain cost, which is the failure, which is the engine breakdown of 1 or maybe 2 particular days, right? So this is very very important for us to understand. In the productivity game, we just need to create balance. It's all about a balance game. But the thing is, for example, for the rest of my life, like I'm like 16 years old right now, I really haven't learned the art of balancing. I am admitting it myself right now on the log. I haven't actually learned how to balance the things, right? For example, if we just take an example from like 10th board exam, it might be really common for every single person who has passed 10th, that at the end moment you just keep on studying. You just like the last 1 or 2 months, you keep on studying. You don't go to gym, you don't go to school, you just like entirely indoors in the books and just keep studying. So this disrupts the balance, and it is very very harmful as well, which I have faced. Because the thing is, for example, a board exam preparation of mine started from the January 1, like when the new year began, and it continued to the board exams. So I was like, my physique really deteriorated, my weight reduced significantly. For example, like I was back to the stage before even having my pre-boards weight wise, right? So I had to pay a cost, and I still haven't done the art of balancing every single thing. For example, right now I just had told you I need to focus on 3 things right now, which every most of the teenagers have to face, maybe 2, maybe 1, rarely. But for me, I have to face 3 blocks of my life, and those are really crucial as well. And I admit I haven't learned balancing, because the thing is, if I really move forward academically, I am really like lacking. I'm lethargic in the gym side and in the business as well. If I am continuing on the business, my studies are getting impacted, and like gym stays the same, right? Because it's a kind of physical activity. But whereas if you are indoors in studies, you're kind of again in a delusion. You are again in the whole world of studies, and your mind just cannot get out of it. That is the main thing, right? But anyways, we just need to stay productive as much as we can, while keeping the limit, while keeping the balance as well. This is also another factor that we need to add for our input. There are certain variables as well for our input, but although they are less than the output, but still we need to create a balance between them as well, right? So this is the entire thing which I wanted to convey in this today's video, which is about productivity. I hope you learned something new. You had my like view. Always, like I also suggest you, always fact check the things which are told by strangers. For example, if I am a stranger to you, always fact check the things which I am saying on Google, right? Because they might be wrong as well. So you always need to have a nuanced, you always need to have a balanced view of the things. Don't get entirely influenced by my opinion, don't get entirely influenced by A or B's opinion. Just have your own psychology like I am having, which I am sharing right now. So like you should also have a like psychology, have a mindset like this, and it would be beneficial for you as well. For example, if someone ignites a conversation with you for a specific topic, you must not be an NPC. You must have your own opinion, own set of opinions for the specific topic to lead to a positive conclusion as well. Okay, and as far as updates are concerned, I'm mainly posting on my specific Instagram page. I recently got invite to the Kick Clipping server on Discord, which is a really rare invite. Like most people want it, but hardly get it. So I'm thankful to that. I got it via my friend yesterday, and I'm also trying to do the Kick Clipping. But I believe today's video already got really long. We will consider the updates in tomorrow's video. But for now, this was the entire thing, and I wish to create a video really soon about Delulu, why is everybody living in it, and how it is influential in today's world. Okay, so this is the entire concept from my side, and meet you tomorrow. Let's go.